Pressure's good, man. You know, whether it's the anticipation from fellow fans, frankly, and what are you smiling at? But pressure's how you make a diamond.
22 lead actors, multiple storylines, following the footsteps of a major franchise. You guys must love stress and pressure. Are you feeling any, or
No, please.
People often ask me this question, and here's the honest truth. I tell people that this dial broke a long time ago, and it just spins wildly. So I'm just in the place of being excited for people to finally see what we've made, but it's like I was born with a tank of stress and it's all been used up.
No, I mean, people talk about this, and the reality is, JD, my co-writer, and I, we love and revere Tolkien's work and his world and this material so much. It would be hard for the pressure from outside to be any bigger than the pressure we feel inside to get this right, and the responsibility for the fans, because we are the fans. I think, you've got an internal gauge that's pushing you hopefully to make it better, make it better, make it better, make it better,
What can fans expect from the first season?
Wonderful question.
Yeah.
So, the Second Age, we're thousands of years before Frodo and Gollum and Gandalf. There's a few familiar faces because elves are immortal. This is the era when the rings were forged, when Sauron was, taking over the world. The era of Numenor, the Island Kingdom, which shows up in the third episode. Finally, the last alliance of elves and men, where they fought Sauron. But we wanted to start before those grand epic moments from the mythology, and just bring audiences back to Middle-earth again. This is a very different time in Middle-earth's history. I think if you saw episodes, hopefully it's lush and beautiful, and the dwarves and elves are at the height of their kingdom. We have Harfoots in the show, which are sort of ancestor precursors of what will become hobbits, but they're not in the Shire. They're this migratory, nomadic community. So we wanted to introduce all these worlds and this, great new cast and all these heroes, and then bring evil back. And that's what the first season's about.
Season full of there's a lot of adventure, stories that are really true to the essence of Tolkien, and I think that that's the key to the show. Stories of love and of hope and of the fight between good and evil and all the grey area that exists in between. A big world as well. It's pretty. I mean, we watched it for the first time a couple of weeks ago on a film screen, and it's overwhelming the first time you see it.
But I think with for something so big, it's really been able to capture all the small things so well. All the small conversations and all the small little details. It captures it all, but in the same way, it is really grand and epic.
Epic is, I think, a perfect word for it. It's like a word that's overused, but it feels epic.
Yeah.
Tell me about the importance of having a cast that is so multicultural and what that means to you as actors, but also to the fans.
Well, I think for me, growing up, I would get turned down for roles because I didn't look the part, which it took me a while to understand that. And once I did, I was kind of like, oh, that's, disappointing. But I think what they've done with this show is that they've done a worldwide search and they've found who suits the role best. And I think they've chosen who will portray the story the best. And I think they've done so. I
think every cast member is cast because they're perfect for their roles, regardless of all the factors that have been talked about. And I think when you go through, that's the thing I'm most excited about, to be honest, because the real joy, so amongst so many joys of working this production, the real joy for me was being able to work with the actors that are in the show, because everyone is so perfect for their roles and there's such a spark and it's the one thing which will endure and remain in my mind and memory for a long time.
I heard there is a group cast text, and then there are subgroups. So there's an elf group and a dwarf group. Can you talk to me about that? What's happening on those
I know
chains?
that there's a cast group. I'm not in any other. I'm not in a human group.
I'm not in a human group either. I actually think I should probably be removed from the WhatsApp group because I don't think I've ever said anything serious.
I'm pretty low key on that. I don't say anything.
I remember one time, actually, I was in Australia and everyone was, everyone that was London-based was going to the US Embassy to figure out their visas and things for the press tour or whatnot. And they were all going, you know what, I'll be there soon, I'll be there, da-da-da. And I thought it'd be funny to put in the group chat, I'll be there soon. I'm just sorting out my ride, knowing full well that I'm in Australia and they're all in London. And they all waited outside the embassy for me. And I got a call from Dan Wayman being like, Tyroe, where are you? What's going on? And I was like, I'm in Australia. So
that wreaked a lot of havoc.
I should stop typing in that chat.
I guess we know who the prankster is. 22 lead cast members, multiple storylines, following in the footsteps of a giant film franchise. You guys must love stress and pressure. Are you feeling any? Are you?
For punishment. Pressure's good, man. You know, whether it's the anticipation from fellow fans, frankly, and what are you smiling at? But pressure's how you make a diamond. You know, you making fun of my answer? No, but we embrace that. I embrace that pressure. You know, and to be you don't walk on the set of Rings of Power casually. You owe respect and a level of dedication on your part that is the baseline. So that, no, the pressure's good.
Do you feel like it's going to live up to fans' expectations?
Yeah, it's going to blow their hair back.
Yes.
When I saw it, I was blown away. I had a sense of what we were making, but to see it completed, to see all of these worlds I'd only seen glimpses of outside of my own, to hear it with the music, it was transcendent.
Tell us about the decision to have the cast be multicultural, what that means to you as actors, and also what it means to the fans.
What it means to me as an actor is that accessibility. There are so many people in my life and in the world who now get to see themselves staring back at them on a TV screen, who now get to aspire to a version that will give them hope that it is possible for them to be doing the same things. It gives my daughter a chance to be seen and heard, and many other children across the world. And also, I believe that it is our creative duty to put worlds on the screen that we can then relate and inform the real world. And that is what the real world looks like, a medley of multicultural and multifaceted people. Now we get to see it live and in colour.
And can I just say as well that it's a fantasy world as well, and in fantasy, it's every fantasy world is heterogeneous. It's a very heterogeneous world. So if you were, if you didn't have that, it'd be dystopian. So so we want to portray that, and I think it's only right now, given that the age that we're in now, that, and we're moving forward and progressing as a society, that we do mirror that.
And also that the best people for the roles have been cast.
Absolutely.
The best people for the roles have been cast. There is no one else for every single character in this show, truly.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.